Skepovich doesn't. He does. They don't together. Do you think when Skepovich came in, he's trying to do the same thing now to him by now that he's gotten through to Griffiths, and now he's kind of holding back with Skepovich and trying to say we still need you to do some certain things. I still see him. He's made some comments about how he still sees him as a important part. He's not going to go on loan to Levante and all those different things. Do you think there's some of that still that he still has to go ahead and convince Skepovich that this is of what method he wants?
I simply think, in the grand scheme of things, he's playing the managerial ball. He's just going through the motions right now because the tidal wave is going well. He can bring players in, bring players out. I think where the key that he's looking for now is the January transfer window. He's now 6 points clear. He knows he's in the clear, so he can do whatever he feels is right. When you say about Griffiths, Griffiths is no different from Hooper. I never liked Gary Hooper. I found Gary Hooper a lazy player.
I never liked him either.
But he was he'd stick the ball in the net. He would do the job. I never liked him as a player. I hope he doesn't come back, although in fairness, he still banged in the goals, so I can't knock him for that. But back to your question, I don't really know, because he's too young in his managerial career to actually see this is what he does, this is what he does. The easiest analogy I can give you is you look at fucking Sally across the street, you swap Daly for fucking Boyd. Like for like. So the easiest thing I can say is I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think you outlined something there where he needs to make the transfer window. He needs to get in players that are his own players. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Peter Lawwell and the powers that be at Celtic look at it and say, hey, we're in 4 competitions. We're 6 points clear at the top of the league. This guy is not a train wreck. He's doing all right. Let's give him. He's made a platform. Let's let him build, and give him a couple of players. Rumour is 4 players. Deco, Chris, both of you. Where do you fancy in improving the team? What players do you want to bring in? You want to bring in midfielders, strikers, defenders? What do we need?
Chris, go ahead.
I definitely think you need to get Guidetti signed. I think that's probably number one.
That's a gimme.
Amen.
Jason Denier, I think that would be a good get. I don't know that we would get him, but in all fairness, I think you definitely need defenders. I think Ambrose goes. I think Kyle goes.
Well, you mean wait? You mean you hope Ambrose goes?
Oh yeah, sorry. I hope Ambrose goes. But,
Pray.
I agree with that, but who do we bring in? Who's the replacements? Who's out there in the market that we can bring in?
That is $100 million question. Somebody with more technical experience than myself needs to answer that, because I don't know who you could get from Scotland or anybody that's in like a lower league team somewhere. I don't know who those players are, but those players out there and
oh, we lost him.
You there, Chris? Yeah, I think we lost Chris there. Hopefully he'll come back.
So anyway, I'll agree with what he's saying. I think Guidetti has to be signed. That's a gimme. I believe it was all supposed to be done last week, and it hasn't happened. He is probably the linchpin. He could potentially, and I'm saying this very, very tongue-in-cheek, but potentially could be another Larson. There is potential, and I say it's very tongue-in-cheek, so apologies. It's the gobshite from Dublin that lives in Canada, but I did want to throw that out. There is potential there. That how do you walk into a team off the street and score the amount of goals that he's just scored for us?
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to have something special to be able to do that. I think our defence needs to be shored up a little bit. I think Craig Gordon has really stepped up to the plate. I was very sceptical when he came on board. Mm-hmm. I thought, that's just somebody acting the GOAT. Lawwell's acting the GOAT in the sense that, we got rid of Fraser Forster. Fraser Forster was named by Xavi as his best 11 team ever.
Yeah.
So, that just tells you right there what we had and what we let go. Now, we're always going to be in that scenario until we're in that bloody Premiership. which is I fucking hate. I watched the games this morning. I watched our game, obviously, and I was bouncing in and out of the United game. And I have to say, I quite confidently believe even the Celtic team that we have today would beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee. And see the Tottenham Swansea game, I was cleaning the house and just had it on in the background. No issue. We'd sweep them aside as well. That even our current team could do that. But that's a debate for another day.
Well, you know what? Here's a good question for you, Deco. What about this? What about do you want an Everton or a Tottenham in the draw coming up for Europa?
Without a shadow of a doubt, I'd love it. I think it'd be bloody brilliant because just like
We got Chris back.
just like our Seville run, we played Liverpool and everyone's like, "Oh Jesus, how are we going to beat Liverpool? How are we going to beat them?" But we went all the way to bloody Seville. I have no issue whatsoever taking on any of them. We'll beat them.
Great stuff. Maybe you're right. I think potentially the kind of style of football that the English teams play probably suits how we play to play against them.
Who always likes the underdog? Everybody likes the underdog, and regardless to what it is, everybody likes Celtic, apart from a certain minority of people. And of course, we have our MVP being Stan Collymore, but we won't go down that road either.
Yeah, good old Stan. Anyway, I think
He's made some great comments. Yeah.
It's about time to wrap up the show, guys, because we're hitting about an hour and a half, or actually coming up for 2 hours now. So,
What, you're leaving?
We're leaving.
You bring me in at the end of the show?
we tried to get you on at the start of the
It's
show.
the proper level that it should be, because you had a pinnacle show, and then all of a sudden it just goes...
Deco, you're the finale of the show, but you also realise that whenever I say it's time to wrap up the show, Dr J talks for another 45 minutes.
This is correct.
So where we go. So anyway,
I got important shit to talk about.
End of the year, right? Each of you get a topic. End of the year, anything you just want to say. Chris, end of 2014, the Christmas special. What's going on with Celtic? Anything you want to talk about or say, or any predictions or thoughts?
I'm one of the things that, and I don't know how much y'all have talked about this, but near Beaton, I think that guy has come on and he's been really class.
Yeah.
I like the way that he's developing. I definitely think if we're going to strengthen the squad, it needs to be obviously the main gets and then somebody else in defense, as a right back or a left back or whatever. But no, I think Ronnie's got the club going in the right direction. I think good things are around the corner. I mean, I truly think that his implementation of diet and exercise and really vigorous training and everything, I think some of the things are really paying off. Now, yeah. I think it's going to take time for all that to really develop. But we'll see. I just think there's some good days ahead of us, I think. But and I don't know if y'all have talked about this either, but the new kit expansion. What are your thoughts on the potential deal with New Balance? Or
we haven't talked about this, Chris. Thanks for bringing this up and reminding us about it.
Can someone tell me where that's written down somewhere? I've yet to see anything.
No, there's a website that done a mock contest where they rumoured that Warrior/New Balance were going to offer Celtic a deal to do the clutch, do the shirts, and a contest on this website is design the new Celtic shirt, and some of them look pretty cool. There's also a rumour that the company, is it Bet32, who are currently sponsoring the Huns, are gonna...
I thought they were dead.
Yeah, the zombie Huns.
Thank you.
They're potentially going to sponsor us in the biggest sponsorship deal we've ever had as well. So potentially a lot of money coming in.
Was that Fruity Bet or something that I read?
It's something like that, but they don't actually have that name. I think it's like Bet32 or something random. But that
I might be able to give you a little bit of an exclusive, maybe.
Exclusive from all right, here we go. Deco exclusive. Let's do this.
I actually know the president of New Balance Canada.
What?
I know the president of New Balance Canada, so I will put that question to him because I didn't know it was New Balance that were going after after Celtic. So there you go. That proves my naivety that I don't read the message boards or don't listen enough anymore. But there you go. I know the present. So let me maybe give you an exclusive.
Well, everybody, keep your eyes peeled on Deco's Twitter account.
Hey, you know what, Paul? That Deco's comment right there is a total indictment of how pish our show is. He listens to us and he doesn't know shit about Celtic. That totally explains everything.
We said that as a disclaimer, though. We don't educate anyone.
I love the fact that a guy from Myrtle Beach can say pish, pish, pish.
Dr. J, have you got any thoughts of anything you want to bring up?
Yeah, I'm just this is exactly what I love about what we do. This is it. We will talk about other things. We have other games we're going to talk about, things like that come in the future. I mean, it's just this is the best part about it. This is what I love. So if I'm going to say I'm thankful or grateful or looking forward, it would be thankful for this and looking forward to more of it for next year.
Yeah.
Come back to Toronto. I won't be in an Italian restaurant, I promise.
I want to. You know what? I love Toronto's a blast.
Yeah, you guys.
Toronto's a blast. I would come back in a heartbeat.
Chris, you need to get up here as well, man.
Okay.
We'll have a big piss up here in Toronto.
Done.
You can organise the fail then, Paul. It's your job. Thank you.
Done. I'll get that going here. No problem.
There we go.
Right, I gotta love yous and leave yous, guys. I gotta go.
Right, Deco, take it easy, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Hail,
Deco.
God bless.
Hail.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Anyway, guys, to wrap up the show, final thoughts. We're in 4 competitions. We're going to a transfer window with money to spend. We're looking pretty good, so happy days as a Celtic fan.
Being an eternal optimist. Which is what we are. Listen, we are, aren't we?
We are an optimistic show. And also, it's kind of hard when you're looking at the zombies and thinking...
That could be us.
Thank God it's them and not us. Or what's the line from the Band-Aid song? Thank God it's them instead of us.
or it could be, first Lawnark, second Lawnark, third Lawnark. It could be, all the different clubs that have gone out of business, or even for that matter, Portsmouth, or any of those teams that have been, financially mismanaged and everything else that's happened.
Yeah, no, they're
we just haven't been, and that's the beautiful thing. It has nothing to do with it being compared to Rangers. It has everything to do with being mismanaged. And the other half of it is the other half of it for us is that as supporters, not having our head in the sand and assuming that eventually it all will come good unless you actually make it come good.
Well, here's a fact, right? Rangers aren't going to go into liquidation again. That's not going to happen, because the fact of the matter is that the last time, the reason they went completely bankrupt and dissolved was because of the tax issue, as far as I'm aware. And I'm not that clued up in this, but that would be the case. So this time, they'll probably go into administration, but then get bought over. But it doesn't mean the bank won't steal their assets off them. So here's an idea. Jog on a Yaldi. Every Celtic fan in the world have a whip round and we buy Murray Park. We buy Murray Park and call it the Fergus McCann Academy. Ian, jog on a Yaldi.
I say Yaldi, but here's the thing. If I only paid £1 for Ibrox, why the hell would I spend more than 50 pence for Murray Park?
Yeah, true. Don't know.
That's anything more than that you're overpaying.
We'll pay in Gingy bottles. We'll pay in Iron Brew bottles.
There you go. I'll give you 3 Iron Brew bottles for Murray Park and the contracts tied to all your U16s. Thank you very much.
Nah, I think we don't need them. We'll just sack all them and just take Murray Park and call it the Fergus McCann Academy. Anyway, guys, just got to wrap up the show now because we're hitting about 2 hours. So, Christmas episode. Big Merry Christmas to all the Celtic fans out there. Can't wait to see you all in Philadelphia for all the guys that are going down there. Also, people back home. I'm going home next week, so I'll be at the Ross County at home game. So can't wait. So I'm going to meet up with a bunch of guys back there as well. So hail, hail, and Merry Christmas from me. Chris?
Hail, hail, and Merry Christmas from me. Thank y'all for getting me on. I know, it's one of those things that until you actually get on and do a show, I know that it's a lot more work. So I'm grateful for y'all getting me on. Looking forward to Philly. The boys are looking good, top of the table. onward and upwards. Hail, hail from me.
Hail, hail, Chris.
There you go.
Anytime, mate. And Dr. J?
You know what? Hail, hail. And I'm